Hey there, here's my quick demo video of my new amp prototype. So it's all based on a rotary knob and push button. So right now it's in standby. I push it, returns to the volume I had it set at. So right now I've got the EQ off, the preamp gain low, and high impedance low or off. So when you hold this down for 3 seconds, it takes you into the programming mode. So right now I can turn the EQ on with fast blink. Go into the next mode, which is to set the EQ to 12 dB, which is yellow, or plus minus 6 dB, which is green. So just leave it on 12. And then the next one is to set the preamp gain to based on the EQ, or you can add an extra 6 dB of boost. Oops, took too long. So now I'm in extra 6 dB of boost plus whatever boost I apply from the EQ plus the final amplifier gain. It only stays in that mode for 10 seconds. And then this one is low impedance output or high impedance output, which kind of softens up the high impedance cans a little bit. It's kind of nice. It doesn't make much of a volume change, which is good. Okay, so now when I left that mode, these are the active lights. I'm not in the programming mode anymore. So now that's power. I'm EQ on because the light's on, and it's 12 dB because it's yellow. And I've got preamp plus 6 gain, and I'm in high impedance. That's not normally how I want to listen to it. And then my next two menu options are to choose what the volume light does. It's got a number of colors, some patterns. This one didn't work very well. This one's not too bad, but can't see them. I'll leave it on this one. Okay, and then you've got brightness set to fully low. You turn the brightness up. It's just a nightmare. So I just keep that low. And it records all the settings into EEPROM, so it's permanent. So now I'll just set it to the way I want. EQ on, EQ at 12 dB. I don't want that preamp gain, and I don't want high impedance. And then I can hold it down for 3 seconds. Kick me out. I don't want music to play too loud for copyright. Not so good on the desk. And here's how it looks on the inside. I soldered on heat sinks onto all of the power supplies for the power amplifier and all of the op-amp chips. So you got the power input here. I've got a couple of 19 volt 4 amp regulators that I bring in. This one will be plus 19 and minus 19 through a CLC filter. And then distributed, you got power amplifier here. And then I've got all of the low noise regulators for all of the EQ and preamp and volume control sections. So you got, this is the EQ control and preamp, and then you got all the EQ channels stacked on 2 boards to get all 15 channels. Then you got the relay based volume control here, and then final conditioning before hitting the power amp. And in this corner I've got the clipping control, so you can see if you drive the signal too hard, the clip lights left and right channel will activate, and that's not out of the power amp, that's clipping just out of the preamp. You have to do that, otherwise you could push a clip signal to the power amp, which isn't going to be anywhere near its maximum but will sound terrible. So I'm focusing on just the preamp clipping. And then over here I've got the DC protection circuitry that connects back to the micro, that triggers on interrupt. If any DC gets on the output, it can shut down all of the audio. It can immediately click off the relays for the output of the audio. Yeah, and that's about it.